Hello and welcome to our channel MarshStream, your public performance broadcast platform. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also donate to our tip jar and support the arts and artists of MarshStream by clicking the link below in the description. Check out our website at themarsh.org for all upcoming live performances. Now enjoy the show.
So I enter a program for chronically and terminally ill patients and attend group therapy sessions where one day the therapist asks us to imagine an animal, a predator that will go after our illness for us. And to my surprise, out of a crayon on paper, a mother bear draws itself as though she were underground, and I had to go underground to find her, to the subterranean land of illness and solitude. And in that hibernation of the soul, the image of a mother bear grows on me, at first because of the sheer biological wonder that she is. Fact, a grizzly bear, a mother bear, goes beneath the ground, does not urinate, defecate, eat, or drink, but gives birth, nurses, and licks to life tiny cubs the size of squirrels, and then resurrects out of the ground magically 9 months later. And this mythical animal then is celebrated for millennia as a symbol of renewal, rebirth, transformation. Bears are the first deity humans ever worshipped. And growing inside me is a kind of knowing on some primal level that this is what I need. Not the God of my Christian upbringing, not even the doe-eyed, compassionate Jesus of the Mennonites. No, what my soul calls out for, despite my own bewilderment. Wait, I'm not New Agey. I don't believe in other people's religions. I don't appropriate other people's gods. Despite all that, what I know is that it is this all nurturing yet fierce predator that I crave, this god of the underworld whose fetid smell is all encompassing and whose fur is so soft that you can sink your hand into it. And her milk, when she nurses me, is sweet and rich, sliding down my throat, filling me, giving me back my life, my health, so that I begin imagining her in visitations, visualizations. So vivid are these encounters that I almost can't wait to sit and close my eyes and imagine her licking my wounds and holding me as she would her cub. But I am still exhausted and I am still headachy. And so I finally see a doctor who performs a laparoscopy, after which I learned that both my barrenness and my fatigue may be explained by the condition endometriosis. It's an immune disorder in which menstrual blood from the womb travels and implants itself in other parts of the body, and which is now shown in recent studies to be linked to the toxic chemical dioxin, such that the higher the level of dioxin in a woman, the higher the probability that she will develop endometriosis. This same chemical dioxin found in the fatty tissues of bears, even though they live hundreds of miles from cities, from towns. The bears and my health, your health, my fertility, our fertility, inextricably intertwined, because every womb has these toxins now. Your daughters, your sisters. Send a word, dear mother. Send word, bear mother, I'm having a hard time. Send word, bear mother, I'm having a bad time. But I need to get out from under this black cloud of despair. And after all, I'm one of the lucky ones. I have surgery to remove my endometriosis, and now the bear is calling me out of my black cloud, out into the wild, out to see real bears. And so I travel to Alaska, and I go to Denali Park. It's a 6 million acre preserve. It's not really a park, it's a wilderness with no paths, just one road down the middle of it, and a bus that you ride on and drops you off and picks you up. And my first day in the park, I get out of the bus, and a mother grizzly and her 2 cubs appear out of the bushes right in front of me and saunter across the road, oblivious to me. And then later in the day, I hike and sit and watch another mother grizzly and her 2 cubs just living their life in the wild, digging in the dirt for ground squirrels. The cubs mimic her search for food, my breath taken away when she stands up. The sheer size, the majesty of this animal. And then suddenly, in a split second, she hurls her 800-pound body around it at a sight, a smell. She will protect her cubs from any threat, which seems to pass. And so she flops down on her back, and the cubs jump up on her. They nurse her. She shoos them away from her face. And then they jump down and stand up on their hind legs and bat at each other, and then roll on the ground like puppies. And yes, my grandchildren may never see a grizzly bear. And now 30 years later, after writing and performing a piece about the North American grizzly, the bear is calling me again, calling me out. Another endangered bear calling me from out of my black cloud. This time, though, the stakes are higher, because it's not only the grizzly bear that is endangered, not only our health, our fertility. No, this time, 30 years later, the existence of life on this planet is at stake. And I'm numbed by the numbers. I can't really absorb. 40 billion tons of carbon dioxide are dumped into the atmosphere every year. 40 billion tons equals the weight of everyone on Earth times 22. And so, yes, 22 is also the number of Gobi bears left. And I find myself buying tickets for destinations I can barely pronounce, like Ulaanbaatar, or UB for short, the capital of Mongolia, where I find myself 3 months later. Ulaanbaatar, a kind of cross between the old Soviet Union and, well, colossal Stalinist architecture, and Rome, where traffic is beyond crazy, and Las Vegas, strip malls erupting out of the desert, construction from industrial cranes from Japan, Korea, Australia, taking place in every neighborhood, hovering everywhere like prehistoric birds of prey, going on all through the city, day and night, making it impossible to sleep, impossible to breathe, which is why after day 2 of being in the city, my eyes are burning, much as they were burning the fall of 2018 in Oakland. But yes, this is where I have come to meet up with my Mongolian guides, who are going to take me to the Mongolian Gobi Desert, where the Gobi bear, or Mazale, as the Mongolians call it, live. even though I know it's highly unlikely that I'll see one of only 22 bears living in the Gobi Desert that covers 500,000 square miles, still one hopes. I don't find out until I'm there, until the Gobi bear tattoo wearing, chain smoking, reflective sunglass wearing, Mongolian pop song aficionado, motorcycle riding, 3 words a day, park ranger, and environmental inspector of Mongolia, as his sleeve states in English, until the park ranger Peru Dorje tells me that he's been working in the bear habitat of the Gobi bear for 12 years. And he's never seen one. Which should, of course, discourage me, but it only makes me relish the adventure all the more, because maybe this is our last chance. Well, certainly my last chance to see the only grizzly bear living in the desert. Which means, of course, that I must live in the desert for a few weeks anyway, which I'm ready for, until I discover that getting in my tent in the desert at night entails not so much getting on my hands and knees as crawling on my belly, which those of you with knees over 60, you know what I'm talking about. It's not the getting down, it's getting up that is so difficult. But I assure everyone I'm fine. I'm 62, but I can do this, meaning hike and camp and travel 12 hours a day in a Toyota Land Cruiser bouncing over landscape that one moment looks like the American Southwest, and then the moon, and then simply a large gravel lot that stretches endlessly in all directions with nothing to hold it down. Just a boundless expanse with no amenities, no road signs, no buildings, no fences, no rest stops, no mile markers, no nothing, not even roads, just tire tracks going off in all directions. Guided, thankfully, by our Gobi bear tattoo wearing motorcycle riding ranger, who 5 days after leaving Ulaanbaatar and leading us through the desert, veers off suddenly in a cloud of dust into protected Gobi Area A, which is the habitat of the Gobi bear, prohibited to anyone without special permission, which I have acquired, and entering a valley, an oasis between 2 mountains where we make camp in hopes of seeing this rarest of bears. And to that end, on day 3, are hiking up a remote ravine in the Gobi Desert. Yes, small, soft, black pancakes, the Gobi bear, and then a little farther, blonde fur snagged on a thorn. There's no question. A Gobi bear has been here very recently and could be anywhere. I may actually see what few humans have ever seen. Mazale.